Hello guys, and welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial we are going to be working with the constraint layout in Android Studio. You can see I already opened a new project called the constraint layout. You can give it any name you want. So before I begin to write my code in XML, let me briefly explain what the constraint layout is all about. The constraint layout represents a connection or alignment to another view, the parent layout, or an invisible guideline. So each constraint defines the view's position along either the vertical or horizontal axis. The constraint layout is very helpful and it's more flexible to work with rather than relative layout or working with the linear layout. And one thing we need to understand again is we should always try to use the constraint layouts in our project because it is more dynamic and responsive in its view. So Android Studio 2.2 was where the constraint layout was being first implemented, and since then it has been the default layout that Google introduced in other Android Studio versions. So let's begin our XML code. As we can see here, we have the constraint layout by default. The constraint layout is there by default for Android X. So we are going to be working with a simple login activity. So let's remove this text view. We don't need it. We don't need the text view. Let's remove it and come back here. And one of the best advantage of the constraint layout is it supports drag and drop. So we can easily drag in our widget and place it on our constraint. So I am going to be working with two edit text here. So the first one will be a plain, which is going to hold my email address of the user. So we can see that this is not well aligned yet. That is why we have this red notification here. So it's not well aligned. So what I'm going to do is try to drag it to the left and try to drag the constraint here as well to the left. So it says the padding to 0, and it said this as well to 0 by itself. So I will leave the top for now. I'll try to leave the top. I will fix that later. So bring in another one, password. You can bring a password. So just drag it, place it here. So it's not well constrained. So I'm going to constrain this password to be at the bottom of this one. So what I'm going to do is drag in the password from the top of this constraint, create a top constraint here to the back of this. Now cool, you can see that there is no space between them, so try to give it a padding top here and give it 32. You can see we have some few spaces in between, but 32 is kind of much. Let's give it 16. I think 16 is cool. Yep, so we have 16, but it's still not well constrained. So set it to the left and set it to the right, and we are cool. Now we need to set the top of this. If we set the top of this, that's when we are going to have something that is balanced. So drag it to the top. Now after doing so, you can decide to give it a 32 to give it some spaces. Now you can drag it down from there, drag the first one. Okay, I think it's cool this way. Okay, let's make sure that we have everything working perfectly before we input our button. So let's give this int. Let's give it int of change the password. Let's change it. Okay, I think there's no text name there already. Okay, let's bring it a text. Let's say text password. It's a password. So okay, cool. come back here, you can see that everything is looking perfect. Everything is looking perfect so far, well aligned to each other. Now we're going to bring in our button, drag in your button, drag it to the bottom of this. I think it's okay here. Now we try to constrain the button. Now the top of the button is going to be at the bottom of our password edit text, so just drag it from the top and set it to the bottom there. There you go. So try to give it some spaces. Let's try to give it 16. Let's give it 24. I think 24 is cool. 24 is cool. So try to drag it to the left to make it align to the center, and to the right and to the left. Now cool, we have it centralized. Now that we have our layout to be centralized, can we try to test it so we see how it actually looks like if we have it on different screens? So let's try to test that, but before we do, let's change the background color. Let's change the background color. Let's change the color to accent. Okay, cool. I think we have something nice now. Now let's try to check it on different views. Let's check it on the tab 7.0. You can see it's well aligned, well set. You can see the responsiveness of the constraint layout. It's very responsive. It makes our work very nice, very nice. You can see on 6.0, on 6.3. now let's try to put it on landscape. You can see it's looking very well, nice, neat. If we try to set this back to its normal view, okay, let's put it on 5.0. let's put it on landscape again. You can see it's looking very nice. See, looking very perfect. So you can just decide to drag it a bit up to make sure it comes up a little bit, so to avoid using a scroll view to always scroll every time when the users are working with the app. So let's check it again on a tab. It looks very perfect again on the tab. Let's try to check it again on 6.0. wow, cool. So we can see the way it's well aligned on different activities. Now let's go back to our portrait and try to make one or two adjustments here. So from here, all I can do is let me try to change the name of this button. But before I do that, 200 to, okay, let me try to reduce it a little bit from 200 to 160. 160 is okay. Just try to drag it to the top a little bit, and that will give you what you want. So it's very flexible for us to use. And one thing I can do here is change the button name to login. You can change it to login. Okay, cool. So we are having something nice from there. So this is just a simple login activity created with the constraint layout. Now let me run it on my app on my phone and see how it looks. So click on the run button, and let's wait for Android Studio to load the project on my phone. So while that is installing, oh fine, successful, it has successfully installed. So let me just open my visor so we'll be able to see that. So here's my visor. We can see it perfect. It's looking well, neat. So when I click on this, it's going to make sure it comes there and it had, you can edit this to anyhow you want it to be, guys. You can edit it. So but you can see the way it's looking very neat. It's looking very neat. So let's try to do one or two adjustments now. Let's just try to do one or two adjustments. Let's try to add some background to this. So come to your drawable. You can come to our drawable folder. And create new drawable resource called edit bg dbg. Click on this. Okay, we are trying to make sure that we set we set a background for our two edit text that we have in our XML. So let's say a color. Okay, let's say a color for it. Color, no, solid, please. Sorry, solid color. Let's say color primary. Color primary. Okay, should we use color primary? Okay. Okay, let's use a stroke as well. Stroke is just like a border. It's going to work like a border. So the width of 1 dp. Okay, let's try to give it a border radius. Radius corners. So that's corners. We're going to give it a radius. A general radius of, let everything take 15 dp. Let's say everything has 15 dp. So that's going to give it something like a rounded shape. 15 dp. I think that's cool. Okay, now let's go back to our activity main and input the background there. Background, edit background. We can see we have it displayed there, but it's looking very small. So there's something we can do from there. So we can just include our padding and margin. So we just try to do that. So let's say margin of 10 dp. Oh, sorry, I think, oh, layout margin. No, layout margin, just margin of 20 dp. Oh, what's happening? Okay, I think I know why. Okay, let's do a padding. Let's do a padding of 20 dp. I think, oh, I used the wrong keyword before, so let's use 10 dp of a margin. So I think we have something cool there so far. So we have a margin of 10 dp. It's making it looking nice. But yeah, I think let's just remove this color from our edit background. Let's remove the color. The color doesn't make it look nice. Let's remove the color. Can remove the color, so we have only a rounded border there present. So I think it's cool that way. So just implement the same thing for the password. So for us to do so, just bring in your background as well. Bring in your background and edit background. So it's going to set the same thing. And what did we use here? We use the padding of 10. So you can easily copy that, the padding of 10, and put it here as well. So you have the padding of 10, the padding of 10. So I think he is looking more fair now. It's looking more beautiful, more nice. So for us to have a better layout, you can remove this text name. You can decide to remove this text name and change it to int. Rather, change it to int name. You can also change this one to int. Change this to int rather than instead of text. Change it to int. Now. So it's looking more beautiful. Now. So you can work on the button if you want to as well. You can just work on the button. So let me just do for the button. Let's do for the button as well. So come to your drawable, open a new drawable resource file and call it button btn underscore back underscore bg is cool. Okay, come here and shapes. I'm going to change something to shape and give it a color. So that's called solid color. Let's primary dark, primary black. Okay, which color should we use? Let's go for a red light. A red light would be cool. Okay, you can give it any color of your choice, guys. You can give it any color of your choice. So what again can I do here? Okay, let me set the okay, let me just set the corners for it. Let me set corners. Let me say sorry, let me say corners to be radius of, let's say 5 dp. Let's use 5 dp and close that. Okay, come back here and try to set it here. Set it there to be background. What's the name? The name is PTN pack. Yeah, so set the color of the text color to be white. Set it to be white, and let's see. I think it's looking nice, but how about we try to match? Should we match it? Okay, let's leave it this way, or rather best let's try to match the width. Let's match the width. Let's match the parent. Now when we match the parent, you can see that the two sides are actually they have no space, so we need to go back to our display and try to give it some spaces. So you can see from the left here, so this is the left, so you click on the left and try to change it to 32. Click on the right if you want to. You can just change the direction from here, but I'm just trying to make us understand in a better way. So just come here and change this as well to 32. So fine, we are having something nice, but here as well has to be changed. We have to change this as well. Everything has to align to each other. So we are going to remove this. Just make sure that we remove this side there, remove the side there, remove the side there, the side there. Can remove it, can try to drag it or remove it. Just change it to whichever way it suits you guys. But okay, let me just try to do that. Remove it. Let me remove it, and let me remove this as well. Now the 2 is being removed, so let me drag this back here and try to ensure that I don't make any mistake this time around. So I think so far I'm having something nice, so let's leave it like that. But what I'm going to do is try to change it from here. Let me change it from there. I don't want a mistake to appear in that aspect, trying to drag it up and down. So just change your margin, your match parent here, change your match parent here, and change your match parent here as well. Change this place to match parent. Now come back here. Okay, we set this to be 32, so we do the same here. 32. Set this guy here to 32. Come to the password, set it to 32, and set this as well to 32. So cool, we have something so looking perfect now. So we have something looking perfect, we have something looking nice, we have it looking cool. Now let's assume I want something to be here. I want like a text view to be here, so that users should be able to see the kind of layout they are working on or thereabout. So we just need to come to the top of this, which is 260, and remove this, cancel it, and bring your text view. Drag and drop your text view. Once the text view is there, now what we're going to do is we drag the top constraint of this, we drag it to the bottom of this. So I'm going to just do that now. Just drag and drop it to the bottom. You can see there is no space, so we need to give it some spaces. We use 24 here, we use 16 here, so it's not really aligned. So let's just use a particular margin for that. I think let's go with 24. Let's go with 24. So if I use 24 here, okay, let's try to increase the margin, because since this one will be a standalone, so we can actually increase it to something more bigger. If possible, we can increase it to something more bigger. So the bottom, it has no bottom there, so let's give it a top. Let's try to constrain it very well, So the top, let the top be 32. 32 is cool. Let's set to the right, let's set it to the left. By doing so, it's not going to affect anything. It's not going to affect anything, as we see. This is 32. Okay, let's remove the 32 of this and come back here and try to align it from the bottom of this guy here. So let's bring this a little bit down so we can see what we are working upon. So I just drag it from here so we can see, wow, we have something cool. Now this starts from 0. This is starting from 0. It's starting the bottom from 0, but give it some spaces of 32. I think that's cool now. So this has a 16 in between. This has 16 somewhere in between. Where's it? Where's 16? Okay, somewhere in between here. 16. Let's just change it to 24. So we have everything to be well aligned. We have 24. We have 24. So we have 32 above. So this is looking more nice. It's looking more nice. I think everything is well figured out. Well, this is showing us an error. Why the error? Why the error? Why the error? Okay, missing constraint layout. Where? Missing. Okay, just the layout editor. Just ignore that. We actually need to just ignore that for now. So just make sure that everything looks more neat. Now, cool. So cool. We have something looking very nice at the moment. We have something looking nice at the moment. So just set that one to 50. Is 53 okay? Yeah. No, I think let's give it 32. 32. It's looking kind of more closer. Let's give it 74. Or we can easily just drag it down a little bit to give us something cool. So just dragging your text view, down a little bit. Okay, cool. I think we have something perfect so far. So change the name of this, change the name to anything of your choice, but yeah, I'm going to change it to login. I'm going to change it to login. Let's say login now. Okay, what again? Let's increase the text size to be 32 dp. Cool. Now, perfect. We have something perfect. Now let's try to test it if everything we've been working with is looking perfectly. So testing it on the tab, we have it to be well aligned. On tab 9.9, we have it to be well aligned. If we have it on 5.5 mobile view, we have it to be well aligned. If we have it on the landscape view, we have it to be well aligned. If we have our scroll view, we'll be able to see that at the bottom. Which should I test it again? Okay, 6.3, we have it to be well aligned as well. So portrait, we have it to be well aligned, guys. So let me test it on my app and see how it's going to look on my mobile phone. So let's wait for that to be. So my activity has successfully launched. Let's check. So wow, cool, we have something working more perfect. So click on this, it's working. It's working now. You can see it's working. The password is wow. So that's it for today, guys. That's how to work with the constraint layout. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Bye for now, guys. Peace out.